Mr. Simmons.
If it pleases the commissioners and the chair, I'd like to read some prepared remarks I have that I think will be beneficial for our community.
Please.
We've heard a number of statements made in recent months regarding scraps that have been both inaccurate and misleading. Some in open public forum in front of the commissioners as today, some received via email. I want to ensure the community that Spokane County and its Spokane County Regional Animal Protection Service, SCRAPS, are committed to the highest standards of care and ethical treatment of animals at SCRAPS while also protecting public safety, which is an important underline there. Unfortunately, during this past couple of months, we've had a couple of city council members who have allowed these incorrect narratives to be perpetuated at their city council meetings. Despite multiple meetings with these council members to provide them with actual facts surrounding scraps, they have yet to acknowledge a different narrative than what they're hearing from a small group of community activists. In doing so, they are harming the very animals they claim to be wanting to help by perpetuating unfounded allegations and irresponsibly harming scraps' reputation in the community. This is disappointing as we expect our elected officials to be duty-bound to make sure they're using factual information in their evaluation and decision-making process. Despite numerous invitations to those two city council members to visit our scraps animal control operations and see our services in action, they still have not taken us up on that offer. Public safety is an integral part of our animal control and protection services, and our decisions clearly took into consideration safety for our community members and their pets. And it's important to recognize that SCRAPS is the only entity that's charged with animal control and protection. SCRAPS is different from animal shelters. They're different from rescue agencies. One important area that needs to be addressed is an incorrect narrative that SCRAPS is not partnering with animal shelters and rescues in our region. That couldn't be farther from the truth. SCRAPS has regular interaction and partnership meetings with animal shelters and reputable animal rescues in our region. All have visited our facilities over the past months. All have observed the dogs that were recently euthanized and other similar dogs in our facility. All have declined to accept transfer of these dogs into their custody. They reached the same conclusion that our SCRAPS team did. These dogs are an untreatable threat to humans and other animals. Untreatable threat to humans and other animals. Let me be clear what that means for members in our community. These are not dogs who you would want in your home, with your children, around your other pets, in vicinity of your neighbors. You wouldn't want them in your neighborhood or in the community. We greatly appreciate the partnerships with these organizations that SCRAPS leadership has worked hard over the past year to reestablish. We've also received feedback from a number of veterinarians in our community supporting our decision, as many times when they receive an animal that exhibits these traits, aggressive dogs, they have to shut down their entire clinic and tell all their staff to leave so that they can do any sort of treatment on these animals. It's tough choices that we have to make, but we're making the tough choices. Another important item for clarity is that when SCRAPS is at capacity, which does happen from time to time, SCRAPS does have to turn away strays who are not injured, sick, or dangerous. In these instances, we employ a community sheltering model, where we ask the finder to help care for the animal if they're willing to, and SCRAPS will offer and provide the necessary food and equipment to the finder until SCRAPS have sufficient capacity to house the stray. SCRAPS endeavors to save as many surrendered and impounded animals as possible, and annually reunites and rehomes thousands of animals in our community. The numbers I saw just this last week, the last 12 months, nearly 7,000 animals. In fact, for dogs alone, we have a 93% placement rate. That's nearly 900 dogs just since the beginning of 2023. The decision to humanely euthanize animals deemed to be an untreatable threat to humans and animals is a difficult one, made in consultation with our licensed veterinarian and trained behavioral specialists on staff. To be clear, humane euthanasia is always a last resort and never employed due to capacity issues. Despite some of the narratives that are out there, never employed due to capacity issues. You can learn more about our decision-making and read recently conducted assessments on the SCRAPS page of the Spokane County website. I also want to reiterate and assure the public that SCRAPS is open for business, to please come and adopt a pet. Our hours of operations that we're open to the public are noon to 7, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. We are closed to the public on Thursdays and Sundays, so we can do other operational needs that are necessary. However, if you do have a pet that you've lost and you want to reclaim, you can schedule a time to come and do an appointment, through an appointment, and reclaim your pet. We ask the community's continued help in adopting, donating, and volunteering at SCRAPS. And please remember, help our community by spaying and neutering your pet, and microchip your pet in the event they become lost so that they can be quickly reunited with you. I hope this information provides additional clarity to those in the community who are open-minded but have questions around SCRAP's role in our community, which reunites lost pets with their owners, which safely adopts animals into homes that are seeking a pet, and also keep the public safe from dogs that are an untreatable threat to humans and animals. I want to thank the Spokane County Commissioners for your support of our SCRAPS employees and our committed volunteers in carrying out their duties and responsibilities as an animal control and protection agency in Spokane County, and for ensuring our community remains safe. And I also want to state for the record, too, that any statements around our director of SCRAPS not meeting the qualifications is patently false. The director meets the qualifications, did so from the very beginning. That is a narrative that is incorrect. It needs to stop. Thank you, Commissioners.